And we're back, part two. Yes, so we're talking about Doctor Strange, how our American character, really talented young lady, Mexican American actress, and between not for nothing side note, I just want to make mention between all these incredibly beautiful indigenous names, like, and correct me if I'm wrong, Shochi, I think is her name. Gomez is her last name. Cholo from Cobra Kai. And I just want to say, I'm sorry, I have to do a definite special shout out to Wakanda Forever. That trailer, baby. And what is to come with our Neymar character, played by Tenoch Huerta. And if you're not familiar with him, please watch him on Narcos. I am kicking myself that I didn't do the review, and I should have, because I came close to doing it. But I get very intimidated sometimes with this incredible work that's out there, like I did with Ozark. So it takes me time to kind of pace myself. But baby, I am doing whatever I need to see that movie, because Lord have mercy. And the way that it's being promoted, and I love Tenoch. And Tenoch is a very Aztec influenced name. And if you're not familiar with Tenoch as a name, see Y Tu Mamá También. All these films are just, and all these, like, we're seeing a uprising of, like, Mexican culture and just being proud Latinos. I cannot wait till that movie drops. And oh my god, to see my T'Challa. I broke down. I broke down. I mean, I may review the trailer before I see the actual movie, but it was so touching and beautiful. Big shout outs to Ryan Coogler, really, like, embracing us and taking us under your wing, knowing that we really have gotten zero to no representation on movies and television. You know, we're just going through always the pitfalls and cancellations. So I give much props where props are due. Give people their flowers for making efforts that they don't have to, that most of standard Hollywood does not do. I would just make that as a point. And again, these are all my comments, my opinions, but it's shared. That's what I will say. And do yourself a favor and start booking tickets as of now, because I know that's gonna pop off in November. It drops. Wakanda Forever drops on November 11th of 2022. So be on the lookout. Anywho, coming back to the film we're reviewing. Yes. So Benedict Cumberbatch plays Doctor Strange. We're also introduced to Benedict Wong. I mean, who was gonna know that we're gonna both have the same names? But according to interviews, they've known each other for a number of years, and this is just a great opportunity to have two Benedicts in the same film. But they're sorcerers, and the way that they can manipulate things through sorcery. And I love Doctor Strange's cloak. I mean, the fact that it's like his best friend. It's like I Dream of Genie times Aladdin or something. It's just, oh my god, so cute. He's incredibly funny. I also want to make a point that this film was directed by Sam Raimi. And if the name sounds familiar and you're familiar with The Evil Dead, there are a lot of instances of also, even though that this is technically a kiddie movie, it was very dark and it was very violent and very reminiscent of those horror movies of back in the day, even down to the, like, texture and color. Even when we saw Evil Spirits, very reminiscent of Evil Dead. I can't tell you how many of my, like, much of my childhood was traumatized by those films. I'm sure it was a great learning experience for them as filmmakers, young filmmakers, but it was traumatizing for a child when you're watching this on VHS or beta. Left you like, what am I watching? And you genuinely believe what you're watching. And yeah, there is also a quick cameo by his partner. Yes, his partner in crime, Bruce Campbell, who always played the lead in all of these films, Evil Dead, and I think the follow up as well. And so there's a quick cameo of him in the film where he's doing his typical hijinks. For me, he sticks out because I remember him from Xena, but he's very much that character actor that like utilizes every space and especially his facial gestures to like really accomplish a yuck kind of um, of scene, but not intended. I think it's just like that's part of his personality and his quirky self. So, but yes, it gives you throwbacks to like the classics. So, just a little tidbit. So moving forward, yes, Doctor Strange is like notices this girl and is like, and you can see she's already running away from like demons and big bulgy eye octopuses and whatnot. He's trying to like save her, but he remembers her of a dream, and he's like, "Why do you look familiar? Didn't I see you in a dream?" And she's like, "No, that wasn't a dream." And then it explains to him that she can transport herself through multiple universes and without an issue, without having to open up any rituals or anything like that. She can just do it instantaneously based on her own powers. And kudos to her because again, she did not flinch. I did not once in watching her think that she still needs a little more. No, she really comes across as somebody very seasoned. And so that's why I say, and the fact that the Marvel universe is expanding to so many Latino actors. If they got them all together between Chola, Shochi, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, and Tenoch together, yes, I want to see that film. So we see he's going. Doctor Strange is at the very beginning. He's going to his a wedding for, I believe, an old flame, played here by Rachel McAdams. And of course, she's always going to get the whole Notebook comparison. But I love her. I love her from that film. And we see her here a lot more like, not in the sense, like I want to say mature, but not in the sense of like older. She just looks, like some time has passed. But she seems very seasoned and not the teenager she was playing for, or the coupling that we saw in the Notebook. And you can see he's heartbroken, and then we'll later confirm that he has been holding a torch and has loved her regardless of what kind of different alternative version to Doctor Strange is, and that lives in other universes. He's still very much in love with his twin flame, could be possible twin flame. Here played, the character's name is Christine Palmer, played by Rachel McAdams. And side note, I also want to point out Mary-Kate Ashley, who Elizabeth Olsen really holds her own. I fell in love with her, and again, I wasn't familiar with the whole Infinity and all this, the Avengers. I came across her work during the whole lockdown and Disney Plus offering WandaVision, and I thought she was stellar then. And I think she really hones in on that craft. Like, you really buy that she's depressed and that she really is willing. She's a woman scorned and hurt and depressed, and really wants that little slice of heaven of her boys, even if it's fictitious. Maybe if they even do exist in some other universe, and she's desperately trying to get there, albeit even possibly even hurting our American character, because she needs to feel happy. So we go through all the trials and tribulations, different universes. We're introduced also, like I said, to Benedict Wong, and also his arch enemies here, Baron Morduro, played by Cheatwell. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correct. I'm horrible with names. Chitwell. I can't. But nonetheless, we are introduced to other arch enemies, I guess you can say, and how Doctor Strange has had a rivalry, has had issues with these other characters. Perhaps they get along, perhaps they don't. It's a roller coaster of a film. Then they are to be led to believe that Doctor Strange for that universe was taken over by the dark side. Dark hold, I believe that's what they call it. And not for nothing, this is why our Wanda is also in this position. Now, perhaps we're also led to believe that because of the last witch that she had an encounter with could have influenced her, right? I think the witch Hargreaves, I believe that's her name. Agatha Harkness. Is it Harkness? Harkness. Yes. And she had introduced her to her lair where she had all these books, and that's where she comes across that book of darkness that unleashes all this, and she's able to manipulate, being a witch that she is, and she is a seasoned witch. She is able to harness her power into getting into multiple things and possible universes, but through her sorcery, through her witchcraft. But America could just do it instantaneously because that's her power. But she, we can see that she has just at this point is so depressed, she has no scruples, almost to the point, like I said, that she's willing to harm our American character, and Doctor Strange is just not having it. So in saving her and trying to keep her safe, they go and travel through all of that, and then we discover, like I said, that there were other Doctor Stranges, and the fact that he is able to get a grasp on, especially when it comes to that book, the book of Vishanti, which unleashes all evil, and also to the dead, to the underworld, that he's able to manipulate sorcery, much like Wanda, to put an end to this. So I won't spoil everything for you, but